Well, we're going to change the mood just a little bit. We've talked a lot about Kendra's mom and dad, but what we haven't told you is that Kendra's mom was not Kendra's dad's, no, was not Kendra's dad's first wife. I don't know why that's hard for me to think about.
Are there any, if you're an Appalachian, if you're a true Appalachian, the thing that defines you is that you have to have had a murder in your family. Or, in this case, an almost murder.
I guess an attempted murder is close enough, right?
Yes.
Well, back in the 1930s, Kendra's father was married to this woman who was, well, let's just say she was not exclusive in the relationship as he was. And she had questionable
Reputation.
ethics, yes.
Yes.
And anyway, this woman had a boyfriend. And one night they had concocted this plan to do away with Kendra's father so that they could have the farm. And so on some sort of a dark night, the boyfriend hid across the creek over in the barn. Barn still stands today. And he made some kind of a big commotion out there. And the woman that he was married to at the time sent him out to the barn to see what was going on. And when he got out there, that boyfriend jumped out and smacked him in the back of the head, and they thought they'd killed him.
Yes, they were sure they had. So they put him in this big sack of rocks, and they put him in the trunk of the Model T Ford. And about that time, there was this storm coming over the mountain, and it was getting closer and closer coming out of the west. And so as it started to come, they decided they were going to take him out to this strip pit,
Yep.
which was about 40 miles west
Where
of where we live.
where they had strip mined, and now it was just kind of like a water reservoir thing.
And they were going to throw him in the strip pit so nobody would ever find my dad's body again. And so they started on their journey heading west, and the storm was coming towards us. As they got farther and farther along, they met the storm. And the storm washed out all the roads. And they could not get to where they were going to take Dad to throw him into the strip pit. Little skinny tires on, well, in the 1930s, you know, muddy roads and such. So they just threw him over the hill and left him there kind of out in the wilderness.
They thought he was dead, but he was not. He was just knocked unconscious. So the water and the rain falling down eventually woke him up. He regained consciousness and got himself out of that feed sack and started hiking to try to find some help, and found a house, and they got him back home. And I think they were, his wife and her boyfriend were probably very surprised when he knocked on the door and served her with divorce papers, I think. But because it was that storm that had saved his life, he always had a real fondness for storms. And he used to sit out on the front porch of the old log homestead, and he would just watch the storms as they would come over the mountains and come up the hollers. And I guess that stayed with him for his entire life.
Stayed with me too, so we decided to write a tune about it.
So this one's called Storm on the Mountain.